Good morning. This is your captain speaking. We'll be docking shortly. Thank you.
Alexandra's biggest threat is the unknown of the world in front of her. She really has to be brave.
Attention on deck! You will follow me off the ship and follow the U.S. immigration officers to the ferry dock at the bow.
Thank you. What ferry?
Immigrant processing at Ellis Island, Mom.
There were all of these immigrants immigrating to the United States in hopes for a better life.
Guys, remember, nobody is smiling. Nobody's having a great time, and a lot of you don't speak English, so you don't know what he says. So there can be confusion, right? If you got cigarettes, start lighting those up.
It's so special as an actor because you're just immersed completely. Everything is so specific and accurate, and it's so fun.
Hey, so my friends on the ferry, this X above me here is Ellis Island, so that's where we're headed.
Everyone has bags, they can be gathering, right?
My grandfather went through Ellis Island in 1925 with $15 in his pocket. And so to be standing there with all of these extras with their tags on, all of the props and the sets and the wardrobe, that all of it, you step on set and you're in the world.
Name?
Alexandra.
Last name?
Dutton.
Alexandra Dutton, that's your name.
That is my name, yes. She's so excited to say that she's a Dutton. Being a Dutton, being Alexandra Dutton on her own, that's what fuels her.
Deep breath in. Hold it.
Ellis Island is really dark for Alex. It's another wake-up call for her. People are being dehumanized.
If you would disrobe, please. It is not a request, it is a requirement.
She's violated. She says it herself, she's treated like cattle. She's just stripped of all humanity during this part of her journey. It was a really solemn experience for all of us on set, the cast and the crew, because you enter into this space that looks like Ellis Island, which really happened, and being treated like animals if they were deemed to not have enough value to enter the country.
The soldiers said pregnant women cannot come in. Why didn't they tell us that before we booked passage?
It took us all aback because it was real, it happened. And she gives that monologue at the end of the Ellis Island bit where she says, this country boasts of freedom, but I don't see it. Where is it?
In fact, I would say this is the least free I have ever felt in my life.
I think that monologue is so brilliant that Taylor wrote because it applies then, and I do think it still applies to this day.
Welcome to America.
Let's go look for the horses. We get caught in a blizzard. There are about 10 of them. Kids are gonna freeze to death. We need a fire.
Are you gonna find any wood to burn out here? Use the wagon.
I use the wagon. I got nothing to get you out in.
Burn the wagon.
Zane's story is not yet over. If we get him to the ranch, he still is suffering from the bad beating.
We should be home by now.
It's very hard for people to understand when there was no communication and also constant danger. So every time Jacob leaves, even if it's just to go into the local town, anything can happen.
You're late.
Storm caught us. That the doctor?
Yeah.
How did you know to call him for us?
I didn't call him for you.
Turns out the doctor is able to assess Zane and find out that he has a cerebral hemorrhage. So what do?
We must drain it.
Brain has been bruised, and the treatment for that is to drill a hole in his skull to relieve the pressure of the brain's expansion. Good news is there is a way to get you better. And the problem, there's no anesthetic.
They should have done it at the hospital. They weren't doing much at the hospital. Clearly.
I can't believe I'm saying this out of my mouth, but like most of my scenes are with Helen Mirren.
The world is not a fair place, as you've surely realized by now.
Cara and Elizabeth have like a very unique, special relationship. They're in hibernation together. That's who they spend all their time with for the last few months. And she is the ultimate rancher's wife. And so Elizabeth knows that ultimately that is who she needs to look up to.
Now you are a woman
Whether you're ready to be one is debatable, but a woman you are.
What are you doing?
Packing.
Can you tell me why?
Jack and Elizabeth's relationship has just shifted so much from where we met them.
I think their love for each other has never gone away, but this place and this lifestyle is definitely driving a wedge between the two of them.
She feels like she's screaming into the void and her husband isn't even hearing her. There's a disconnect because there's so much expected of Elizabeth that's not even acknowledged.
Kara said that I had to want more than the man, that I must want the life, and I want no part of it.
Jack doesn't understand, but I can empathize for her. From Elizabeth's perspective, she's gotten to go elsewhere. She understands a better life that's out there. This is all Jack knows.
If you want to be my husband, be him in Boston.
This is my home.
It's not mine.
We have to get rid of this truck.
We'll be fine.
I'm not dying for a bunch of fucking booze.
It's at that point where they go their separate ways.
You got two choices. Walk with me to a train station or take your chances with this truck.
They're my family. Right or wrong. Look what you do for your family.
Best of luck.
Luca's demise is definitely something that affects Spencer emotionally on a fairly significant level. I think that's the first time you really see that side of him.
Bozeman.
You need to get up to Grand Central Terminal.
Where is that?
It really had that grand openness that is both beautiful and architecturally stunning, but also kind of scary and kind of this echo chamber.
If you'll notice over the ticket windows, we have these little light fixtures that were very iconic. They're not around anymore. And we actually were able to find a very talented guy in Austin that was able to 3D print them for us. They were the perfect replica of those fixtures.
It was unbelievable, and it really added to her being this tiny ant in the sea of imminent danger.